What's up, guys? Welcome back to Miles and Smiles RV. I have a really good one for you today. Stick around and let's dive in. We are going to upgrade our water drinking system. As you see back here, we're going to install this polar water jug and a pump that's going to come out of a separate faucet right next to our sink. I don't know about you guys, but I refuse to drink water that comes out of the faucet at a campground. I've seen way too much rust, spiders, weird things come out of that water faucet. So even with a filter system, I just don't trust it. Not to mention, depending on where you guys camp at, a lot of the campgrounds tend to be on well systems. We are going to dive in. We're going to install this guy. Check this out. So let me grab this and move this. So here is our current faucet that we have. Okay, check this thing out. I found this one out on Amazon. It is almost an identical match. So we're gonna put this guy over here in the corner, and then we'll be able to fill our water bottles right off of that. It is going to pump. It's going to pump straight out of this 5-gallon polar water jug. The system that I bought, move this back here. The system that I bought is this little 12-volt pump that's going to go under the sink. We have 2 lines, really simplistic product. We're going to see how well this works before I go too far and drill holes in the countertop. Make sure that this thing works how I'm hoping it will. There's only 2 inlets though. 1 inlet, 1 outlet actually. So this line here will go into one of these sides. I have to look it up and figure it out, whichever one's the inlet. It's all in Chinese, so I can't read Chinese. So hopefully there's a picture on Amazon. I bought all this stuff on Amazon. I'll put links in the description below. So if this does pan out how I hope it will, you guys can just click the links down below and it'll take you right to the page so you can do this too. I bought this one specifically because it works off of low voltage. I wanted something that will plug, this will plug right into a USB port. So in theory, if this works, we should be able to tap into this, turn it on, and refill our water bottles even when we're on the road, at a truck stop, anything like that. All right, first things first, placement for this. We're gonna put it right underneath our kitchen sink here. There is, as you can see, let's get here. There is a shelf right in the middle of this. So I should be able to shove the bottle in this way and hook it up in. All right, let me show you what I did. So under the sink here, we got a shelf right in the center. I did see back here, we have 2 white lines coming up. They're braided lines. They are for the outdoor shower. So what I did is I just oblonged the hole. I took a hole saw and just drilled it, and then my jigsaw, and just kind of connected the 2 holes. It's not super pretty right now, but if I'm really concerned about it, I can put a little piece of trim around the outside edges. I'm not super concerned about it because nobody sees it anyway. But in theory, what I'm going to be able to do is take that jug and squeeze it in this way, sideways, put the neck in that hole, and just flip it up into position. Then the neck of the bottle will stick up through the shelf there with that plumbing, in turn holding it in place so it shouldn't move around at all once it's there. And then I just feed the hose down through there into the water bottle. I'm going to mount the pump on the shelf support over here, and then for a temporary hookup, just to kind of see if I like this setup, if it's gonna work, all that kind of stuff. For now, make sure that it works for a little bit until I make it a long-term thing for sure. There's a fridge outlet up there that our outdoor refrigerator is plugged into. I'm going to get just a power strip for now that has a USB port on it, and I'm going to stick it on top of the fridge. It's a magnetic one. Plug the USB port right into there, and then in theory it should work. So, and then we'll drill down through the countertop next to the sink, pop that down. All the plumbing is ran underneath here, and we're good to go. So I guess let's give it a shot. Hey, let's see if I can get this giant thing in here. I did this already with an empty one. Let's see if I can do this with a full bottle. Slide it in there. Show you here. There we go. Neck is sticking up through just a little bit. There's our placement of it. Perfect. And now, it's not really going to move around that much. Now that it's in place, I can peel this label off and feed that hole. Let's find this. Okay. Let's see if I can get that in there. Oh, nice. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Oh, we're way in there. Okay. Let's see. That'll work. Okay. Perfect. I like that. Nice and easy. So I went on to Amazon, looked at the actual ad that I bought this thing from, and found out which one's the inlet. If you buy this, it's the one directly down from your power. This one goes to your water bottle itself. Okay, so all this does is just push right in there. That's it, that's connected. Now, this white hose is your outlet. It goes up to the faucet. I'm gonna put that in because I want to test this thing out and make sure that it actually works before I go too much further and drill through the countertops. So we're just gonna kind of put this into a cup that's in our sink here. There's a power line, your power cord. Put that thing in there. For now, I just have an extension cord over here. I just want to test this out. Okay. Got it plugged in. Let's see if this thing works. I'm going to turn this on. Blowing bubbles. Alright, so it was wrong on Amazon. That's cool, it's backwards. So let's flip these around. So let's try that now. That sounds better. There we go. We're working. Okay. That's pretty awesome. Now, let's see what happens if I shut some pressure off to it. All right. Nice. Okay, that works perfectly. So we're gonna drill the hole next. I'm happy with that. We'll drill the hole in the countertop, put the faucet in. Okay, Nope, there's no, that won't work. If there's no gap at all. Man, this would be way easier if I had a screwdriver and not a drill. I want this screw to be kind of snug so it holds this in place, even bouncing all over the road. I know that's going to end up down. I'm going to have to put a different type of strap on that at some point, but because I know that's going to end up falling the second I hit a big bump. Alright, well, it's in place for now. Alright, now for the most nerve-wracking part of this entire job. Time to drill a hole through the countertop. I'm going to put this guy right in this realm somewhere. I'm going to actually grab that little mat that we keep on our sink. Okay, that way I know where to drill around. Last thing I would want to do is drill here, and then we can't put that back in. So I'm going to shoot for probably somewhere around there. That way this is over the sink, and it should be good. So first thing I'm going to do this and lay it out so I don't make any mistakes is I'm going to put some masking tape on the countertop. I wish I had some wide masking tape, but I don't apparently have any. And now that I have that line down, I can get rid of this guy. I'm just going to layer this up. Now, we're putting masking tape down on here for a couple reasons. I don't think this countertop is really going to splinter at all, but it could keep that from marring up the surface. My main reason is because I'm going to measure under the sink and try and get some type of measurements for where that metal ring is for the sink underneath this. That way I don't drill down through this plastic countertop and hit a metal sink, and now I just destroyed the countertop and the sink without being able to install this. So I want to measure this out. I'm going to put some pencil lines, that way I know exactly where to measure and I'm very precise with that hole. That way we only drill one hole. So let me get on that. Alright, so this is underneath the sink, what this is going to look like. Let me get this tripod folded up. Okay. So this is what underneath your sink is going to look like. Something very similar, I'm sure. Here is the back side of it. So as you can see, there's this metal sink ring around the whole edge. Where am I? Okay, so you get this whole metal sink ring here. I'm going to try and hit somewhere in this area, but back in the back of the sink. That way I come down through the countertop and I'm done. And I don't have to worry about any kind of metal that I have to blow through with the drill. Let's get to measuring. Alright, moment of truth here. So I've measured off of the sink. This faucet is about 3 inches from the sink edge back. So I measured over there. I have this masking tape line, so I know exactly where I want to not come into, so I don't mess up our gray sponge mat and all that kind of stuff. So I have that placed here, so that's going to be where I drill. So I've felt up underneath to make sure there's no brackets anywhere in that area. I think I'm pretty confident here to know that I'm not going to miss everything. So I guess the moment is here, so let's get to drilling. Alright, well, didn't feel like I hit anything, so that's good. Alright, we're going to peel this tape off now that the hole is drilled through. Okay. And that is where that's going to sit. Alright, let's see if we can get this nut on here without looking, because I'm doing this blind. You guys have a much better angle than I do at seeing this right now. Okay. Nice and snug. Personally, I always like to have some type of shut-off valve on there. These just slide right up. Okay. Well, in theory, this should be, for the most part, done. Granted, I have to clean up the route of the plumbing and the electrical. I still have some fine little details and stuff like that to do, but let's check it out and see if it works. Let me grab my water bottle. Oh, might help if I turn it on, I guess, huh? Okay. Now, let's see if it works. Nice. It's a good flow, too. Super happy with that. Now, no more waste of all those little plastic water bottles going to the landfill. Well guys, that's gonna wrap it up today. Super simple, quick project. I like these quick, easy projects like this. It was fun. The cost overall really was not that bad. I think the pump is about 60 bucks. The faucet itself was about 20. And I think the water jug was about 7 bucks. So all in, we're looking at about 87 bucks, $90. It's under 100 bucks all in. Really, really simple, quick project. The most nerve-wracking part of it was drilling through the countertop. The only tools I needed was this impact driver, which you could use a regular Phillips screwdriver. That would probably be a little easier, honestly. This thing has a tendency of either being very gung-ho and just driving that thing in till you're done, or you got to back it out a little because you drove it too deep and now it's ripping it out of the wood. And a drill. so you can actually drill the hole with a 9/16 inch spade bit. And that's pretty much the tool list for this job. Super, super easy to install. I'm pretty confident that if you have any kind of mechanical abilities at all, you should be able to handle doing this. And I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, difficulty level of doing this would probably be honestly like a 4. Mainly just because you have to drill through your countertops. So aside from that, I mean, it's super, super easy, guys. You should definitely have no problem doing it. I'll keep you in the loop on how much we really like this setup. We have a trip coming up to the Smoky Mountains again, so we're really looking forward to doing that. Comment down below if you've been to the Smokies, if there's anywhere that we should really check out this time around. Love naturey stuff, so any kind of stuff that you can think of that you guys did when you were in that area, by all means, please comment down below and let us know where we need to go. Or if there's a place that you want us to check out just because you're curious about it, and while we're in the area, if you want us to check it out for you and let you know, post that down below too. Aside from that, let me know what you guys think of this this faucet in here. Would you do this to your camper? How do you think it looks? Functionality, all that good stuff.
Testers are here.
What do you think? See the new faucet?
Yeah, what's it do?
Put your water bottle underneath there.
Take your cap.
Underneath this one?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep. Take the cap off. Be careful.
Okay. Houston, we have water.
Okay, don't use too much of it because we want to use it for camping. What do you think?
I like it. Hazel wanted to try it too.
Gonna try it out
Hold
too?
on,
The
no,
little
that
one.
Hold on.
With
Slide
this
you
one.
around. Ready? There you go.
You like to Penelope half, and then me half, and then
Okay.
Penelope half.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
that's
turn
good.
it off
Turn
now.
it off now.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
And it matches this perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
You think, did Daddy nail it?
Yep.
Can you give Daddy a thumbs up?
I hope you guys will stick around. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content. Comment down below if there's anything in particular that you would love to see. And remember, stay curious, stay kind. Let's go find those smiles 1 mile at a time. See you guys.